And the final score, the United States 96 and Spain 65. The U.S. has its 9th gold medal.
Yeah, obviously winning gold, so beating Spain in the gold medal game was the memory I'll know the most, because you stand on the stage. So to be on that top rung and then have the national anthem played with the United States American flag being raised, that will be something that I'll remember forever. And then I'll never forget being able to, one, just get invited to the trials, then make a team. And to be able to say you started a gold medal basketball game was something that I'll remember for a lifetime. And I just go to my mailbox and I got a letter that says I'm one of 77 invited to the trials. So start at 77, and then I think coach cut it to something like 36, and then down to 20, and then ultimately down to 14. But I just remember those trials being very, very demanding. And then from that point on, it was all NBA team. Each game we continued to win, and then they'd add another all-star. They'd add another really good player at the end of it at the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis at the time, and 67,000 people at the time, a record attendance to watch a basketball game, and to be a part of that, and to have Jerry Seasteen on the other side, who I grew up watching and admiring at Purdue, later on winning a world title with Larry Bird and the Celtics. To be able to guard him and him guard me in front of that crowd was something I'll never forget. We had one scare. West Germany was probably the closest game we had. The other games we pretty much controlled start to finish, but to go through the non-medal round into the medal round and continue to win games, something very, very special. I always tell people those were the best pickup games of my career. To have pickup games with our Olympic team, that competition really paved the way and helped my career immensely. It was a very close team, and I give the coaching staff all the credit. And they were just good guys, and I think that's what I'm going to remember the most. When I started putting together teams then as a coach, you can talk about talent, you can talk about the athleticism and basketball IQs, but if you don't have good people, it makes it really hard. And this team was built around really good people that ended up having really, really special basketball careers. Yeah, representing our country was something that I never even thought of, because I thought I was going to miss the Olympics, and just because of my age. But it was just a cool 2-year period for me. I went from I was on Coach Neal. We were on the same Indiana All-Star team. So I was Mr. Basketball, and I got to represent. I get awarded the number 1 jersey and represent the state of Indiana in the All-Star Series. Then I go off to college, and we have a very good freshman year where we go to the Elite Eight and beat Michael Jordan, Sam Perkins, and the Carolina team that was ranked number 1 in the country. And then just several months later, I'm wearing number 4 in the Olympics and representing the entire country. There were 2 guys I wanted to make sure I played for, and it was my dad in high school. I wanted to be good enough that I could play for him in high school and play at the Newcastle High School field house that was the largest and finest in the world, seated 10,000, and to be able to sell that out in my last 2 years. Then that second goal was to play for Coach Knight, to try to be good enough to play collegiately, let alone at an iconic place like Indiana, and for Coach Knight. When that came to fruition, I thought I'd arrived, I'd done what I wanted to do, and then little did I know a year later I was going to have an opportunity to play for him when he was the Olympic coach. Our team played in Dayton a couple of years ago, and I was able to see Coach Danaher before his passing. So just special times in my career of playing in front of giants of the game, and obviously Coach Knight was one of those giants. Well, the most meaning was obviously Spain in the gold medal game. To be right there, that was what everybody worked for all summer long, and to start a gold medal game, to do what we set out to do, that one I'll remember more than anything. But personally, the France game was special to me because I went 8 for 8 in that game. I've never had a game where I win a game without missing a shot. So to do it on that stage and do it against a foreign competition, and that's a game I'll remember for a long time as well. I've had very special teammates. My teammates at Indiana were special. We didn't win a state title in Newcastle, but I had very special times there. I got to play with my brother, and that intermittent time of having this 4 months with these kind of players on the Olympic stage obviously goes right along with the teammates that I had at Indiana, where we culminated and we won a national title there. So that was very, very special too. And then obviously to reach the pinnacle, to play 4 years professionally in the NBA, and then have a 34 now plus years a head coach at the collegiate level. I've just been very blessed. I thank God every day for the blessings I've had in basketball, and obviously the Olympics was one of those special times in my life.
Quite conceivably, it could be the best Olympic basketball team ever assembled. We'll never know, of course.
From Newcastle, Indiana, and Indiana University, Steve Alford.
But it's been an all-USA show in this tournament.
These players have just worked for 2 months putting this together. When you go back to the Olympic trials, of course, Coach Knight was working 2 years with his staff.
Michael Jordan had 20 points in the ball game tonight. Wayman Tisdale 14, Sam Perkins 12, Steve Alford 10. Those were the 4 players in double figures in tonight's 96-65 gold medal victory over Spain.